Okay guys, this is my very first YouTube video, so I'm going to remove my glasses because I do not want to see what I look like on camera, and I will probably not be able to actually stare at myself. Oh, I just look so weird. My name is Stephen, so I'm very pleased to meet you, and I am going to be talking about music. I don't know how much or how many of these YouTube videos I'm going to be doing, and I don't know exactly kind of what I really want to do with it. So my main idea to start off with is to do maybe one video a week, because I see a lot of people saying, oh, you know, I'm going to do like this video, that video, and all this and all that, and I never keep up with it. So I think just one video a week is a very good way to start. And what I really want to talk about is, I just want to talk about my love for music, and I want to share it with people because I really do like it. It's just one of those things. I've been an amateur DJ for roughly for about over a couple of years now. I do really enjoy it whenever I get the chance to do it, and it is something I do on the side of other things, and I've really become exposed to a lot of different things out there. When I first started out, literally, you know, getting into music in my early teens, I was very much into kind of different things, but it was always mainstream. And then I got a job with a record shop, and it kind of changed my view on things, and then I became a part-time DJ as well. So I do kind of get very passionate about it as well. So my idea is really to discuss maybe one album a week. I buy a lot of CDs. Yes, I still buy CDs. I refuse to go to iTunes. I refuse to go to Amazon, and I refuse to go to a lot of other places as well. That's a whole different political debate I get into, and no doubt some years down the line, I'm gonna have to you know, kind of go into that and do the downloading thing. And it's not because I haven't done it, but you know, it's just, yeah, I have my own views on that, and I'll save that for another video. So I still buy a lot of CDs. I probably buy maybe 2, 3 or 4, actually more than that a week, mainly old stuff, but I do occasionally splash out on new stuff as well. And I'm going to be discussing every album that I buy for every week now. So my first album is an album that I actually picked up today, and I've only just started listening to it as well. The album is actually, now I don't know if you can see this, I'm going to place it right here. It is Dermot O'Learys Sessions 2013. Now I've come across this particular series of BBC radio sessions now. The idea is basically they get a group of musicians into a room and just basically pay them to sing different people's songs, which is fantastic. But there are some really wonderful tracks on this, and Dermot's radio show is very likeable. He's a very likeable guy anyway, and he's been doing radio, actually most people don't know, but he did radio long before he did TV presenting. So some of the tracks on here, and I'm going to have to put my glasses back on again because I can't see the back of the CD, but there was one in particular that I did really like, and that was Eleanor Rigby by Emily Sandé. That was a fantastic way to start off the album. And looking on the back here, the first CD was just brilliant. I mean, it was full of stuff like Jessie J's Price Tag, Tom Jones doing the Tower of Song as well, Ben Howard. I love Ben Howard, I'm a huge fan of his as well, and he did Old Pine, which is from his debut CD as well. Paloma Faith did a beautiful version of Into My Arms by Nick Cave, and I never heard that song before. I'm not really into Nick Cave, but Paloma's just got this, you know, divinely unique voice. I mean, it's just incredible. She just could sing pretty much anything, so having her on the CD as well is really fantastic. The whole CD is basically, the guys are going into a session room and they're basically just stripping it all back, doing it acoustic. There's nothing getting in the way of it. It's literally a lot of slow down guitars, mellow beats. It's not a dance CD, so please don't get any ideas that you're going to be able to sort of dance around to it, but there are really few good tracks on there that you can kind of rock out to, and it's just really enjoyable. I mean, it's there's no other way of putting it. You know, you get to listen to various different people in their elements, and it's just fantastic. And I love this particular kind of series. I mean, they've done a whole host of them. They do it under the Session Lounge series as well. So I would really thoroughly recommend that you pick this up, actually, if you're looking for something that will actually accompany you on a Saturday weekend, if you're at home, or if you're hanging around and you want some good tunes on in the house and you want to hear something different and something that's been done in a way that you haven't really necessarily thought of it before. I would seriously really check this out, and I'm going to show it to you one more time in a blatant plug. I will try and put some links in underneath on the YouTube channel as well. And this is the album. This is Dermot O'Learys, the Saturday Sessions. So you can pick it up probably from iTunes, probably from various other places that I don't buy from, but you can pick it up in places like Asda and H&B as well, which is where I got it from. So I do suggest that you go down and buy it. And having said that, that is this week's album review. And I am going to talk a little bit about music in general, and I think we should talk about one thing that's been on Twitter and been on Facebook recently. It is the whole Kelly Clarkson, Clive Davis affair. I'm a huge fan of Kelly Clarkson. I really, really like her. I think a lot of people really like her. And it is one of the big stories at the moment. Obviously, if you don't know what's going on, then basically Clive Davis, who is the famous American record producer who discovered people like Whitney Houston, he's released a biography, and obviously in a blaze of publicity to help publicise it, certain magazines and newspapers took phrases out of that biography. He was trying to sell it under the revelation that he's bisexual and that he's in a relationship with another man, which kudos to him. If that's what he's doing, then that's brilliant. Kelly Clarkson kind of didn't really want to pay attention to that, and she's been paying attention to the fact that he's not been very nice about her in the book. And that is one of the big music stories at the moment. There are lines in the book. I haven't had a chance to read it, and I do read a lot, so I don't know when it's going to be out over here and if I will get a chance to read it, but hopefully I will. In the book, it is basically going on about how she should have been grateful for the gifts that he gave her, and stuff on the lines of that she's a shitty songwriter and stuff like that. She obviously came back full barrels. There's a very interesting, I'll try and put it on as well, there's a really interesting link on her webpage as well about her view on it, her take on it. She's very, very good. She doesn't refrain to going into kind of serious unpleasantries, but she manages to get a point across. My opinion on it really is that I can see both of them being quite difficult. I don't think Kelly's difficult in a way that, in my imagination, in a way that makes her unpleasant to work with or anything like that, but I think when you get passionate about music, I think sometimes you can overstep the line without realising it. But I think that probably Clive was probably more of a jerk than what she would have been. I can easily imagine him sitting there and doing a lot of the stuff that she said. So I do really kind of feel for her, and I think that if she had to go through that, she had to do all these things, apparently from begging to have tracks released to basically convincing him that she wasn't as bad a songwriter as what she was being told. So I do think that is probably quite true. It kind of brings me to the kind of roundabout way of record labels and the way they treat their artists in general. It's quite difficult. It is very, very difficult. I mean, to give you an example, when you look at a very, very popular artist, Robin, I mean, she only really just became popular quite recently in the last couple of years. Her success really bloomed, but she had numerous difficulties with recording companies and with her previous record company as well. And I do think that it is hard for artists to kind of say, look, I can write a tune and I need you to give me time to let it grow so that I can produce something wonderful. If Robin had gone to a record company like RCA or Warner International, or a few years ago with her breakout single that kind of pushed her back in the limelight, which was With Every Heartbeat, I really don't think that they would have paid her much attention, and that record went straight to #1 in the UK, to give you an example. and she did it all on her own. She, went to her own record company. She made her own record company. She published it herself. She did a lot of it herself. And I do think that it is very, very difficult. So you do kind of have to take the bull by the horns. And kudos to Kelly if that's what she had to do with Clive Davis. Then I think she did, very much the right thing. I'm no doubt she can be difficult, but I'm probably sticking on the side of Kelly with this one. If you don't agree, please put your comments down below. I will set the account up, and please don't be rude or offensive about people. That's going to be the one thing on my channel. I'm not going to get personal about artists in general. I'm going to try and critique or basically promote their music or whatever. But I'm not going to go into personal details of the way I think or feel about them that much. That's going to be that offensive. So I would really respect if you guys can make sure that you keep it to the same level. If not, I will probably have to ban certain comments, and I need to keep my eyes open way longer because I look like a floating head. So please make sure if you do have any personal views in that favour, or if you feel very strongly about it, maybe try and find a way of wording that isn't swearing, basically. And that is it. And I am going to go back and have a look at this video and wonder why half my neck is missing, because I don't think I put the camera on properly. Next videos will be definitely a lot more accomplished. And if you can see the whiteness behind me, I've got a very bright light in the room, and I like having the bright light because it means that it looks bright white, and it means you don't see any of the dirtiness behind me. So that's why I'm keeping it bright white for now. And I know that my face is also very, very red because I go very red. I'm a naturally red face person, which is why I've got the beard, because basically it hides the redness. And I will hopefully see you guys again next week. And if you do have any requests, if you do want to have something that you want me to review or have a look at, or if you actually want to submit some reviews to me yourself, and maybe I can put them on if the channel grows and grows, I'd be happy to do that. I think next reviews that are going to be coming up over the next few weeks are going to be something along the lines of Vanshi, a group that I really, really like, Bat for Lashes as well, also the Go Team as well, and different various other stuff that I might be digging around and having a look through and seeing what I can come up with. So until next week, I'll see you then.